All right, we are live.
We are live.
Yes, we
Welcome
are.
back. We missed you.
I know. I feel like it's been like a long time. Actually,
Welcome.
this year, right? It's been like because I had the trip in February 1st, the Africa trip, and then I was just out at another center, and yeah. So I haven't feeling like I haven't been as consistent or like as available, but it's only been a couple weeks though, right? It just feels long.
It's been a couple weeks, and we understand that there is a greater mission going on. So if
Yeah.
it, you're doing what you need to do to broaden this, everything for all of us, for the community,
Yeah.
then we're all for it. We support you. Just know that we
Thank
we
you.
miss you. We do
Thank
miss you.
you.
Like I know I do. I know our community misses you when you're out, but we understand that you're on a
Yeah.
mission. So we can't be selfish, right? That was say we cannot be selfish. So,
Thank you.
you know,
I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, and that's true though. Like, I am just on a mission, and everything that I learn and everything that I go through on my journey too, like I'm always gonna bring it back. So I think, when I'm better, we're better too,
right.
and I think that should be everybody's philosophy. When you are better, the entire community is better. So let's just continue to work on ourselves and work on what we need to be working on and bringing it back to our Dollar Growth Club community, because that's what we're here for, to share knowledge, share information, and to become, the best version of ourselves.
Absolutely. Well,
Thank
welcome back again. I
you.
missed a lot, but I know you're caught up. But
Yeah.
last week we were talking about eating healthy when you're dining out, right? And so we talked about,
Yeah.
checking the menu before you go, to see what they have available, because maybe it's not something that has options that are in alignment with keeping up with your healthy lifestyle or
That's
your healthy,
right. That's right.
choices. Pick foods that are prepared and that are fried, not fried, but steamed, baked, or grilled versus fried, right? And we
Yes.
also talked about the portion sizes, because you get those huge plates when you.
Yes, they're like three portions. Oh my God.
Yes,
When I go out to eat, it's like I've got lunch and dinner for the next like 2 days at least
yes,
most of the time. Yup. The
yes.
way they
And
give
so,
us these sizes are not cool.
like, thank you. I paid for all of this, but that doesn't mean I need to sit down and eat it all in one setting, right? Because it's
After you
more
done
than enough.
paid $50 for the 50 to $100 for your meal, you're like, all right, come on now, right? Because all right, that's a whole other conversation about these prices for these restaurants. But
Yeah, but you know what? The wild thing is, there are other restaurants where, like, there don't necessarily have the prices on the menu. Those type of places,
oh
in the
no,
but
oh
no,
no, that's a trap.
but the portion sizes look to us so much smaller. But it's literally, you get a sample of this, just to wet your palate, a sample of this, and by the time you've gone through the 6 courses or the whatever you're going through, you're satisfied. But you're looking at it like, what am I going to do with this one square on this huge plate? It's like, how they tell us at home,
You're satisfied everywhere but in your pockets, Coach Dr. Ness. Everywhere
but
but in
you
your
know what?
pockets.
It's
Hey,
about the
Junior.
experience. Say
Hey,
hi.
you want to say hey to the people?
Say hey to the
You're
people.
you're live on you're live on camera. You don't want to say hey?
He said you're going to
Okay.
get the same thing. I
I
don't
know
care
he's
about
gonna be shy. He's gonna be shy like he wasn't my friend last week. Okay. All right. So today we are taking a turn, right? But same conversation,
Yep.
but just a little turn
Right.
to talk about fast food.
Yes. Right. So the
Okay.
same things hold, right? So, you're going to check the menu beforehand. You're going to pick the healthier options.
Okay.
And last week we also talked about the drinks, being mindful of the drinks,
Yes.
because there's a lot
Yes.
of sugar in those drinks. So just be mindful of that, because, it might be
Absolutely.
one drink, but it's part of your total
Yeah,
daily
a
intake.
lot of those hidden calories are in those beverages.
Yeah.
A lot. We out here drinking a lot of sugar water.
Oh, I didn't even know if we could put water in what we're
I know we
drinking.
just out here drinking a bunch of melted sugar.
My daughter went to a place with the initials DD, right?
Okay, okay. Yep, I got
She got
you.
she got a she got an iced coffee. When I read the side of it, it was like 4 pumps of sugar, 4 cream, 4 caramel swirl. I said to
Yep.
her, you just got a cup of sugar with a little bit of ice in it. She said,
Right.
no, it's coffee. I said, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
There's no coffee in there at all. And what are you drinking coffee at 3:00 in the afternoon for? She said, I like the taste of it. I said, no, you like the taste of the sugar. You're not even tasting any coffee.
Right.
That's not real
coffee
coffee
by itself. Oof.
It's bitter. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she's not, I mean, she doesn't drink that often. So she was like, I haven't had coffee in 6 months. And I said, and you survived.
And she's also how old though?
She's 16.
Right. See, okay. So anyway, so moving right along. How are we? Because see,
Yes.
okay. So how are we? Like, get them with the. Okay, caffeine is a drug. You know this.
I do know this.
You're a pharmacist by trade. Caffeine is a drug.
Yes,
This is all I'm gonna say. Drugging our babies. Just, oh, I like the taste. Okay.
No.
I mean, you know what? Okay, actually, I'm not even gonna go there. So
we can save that for another day, because I was just thinking like there's so much we could talk about with that. But yeah, we could save that for another day.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that, because there's a lot of things that we could be talking about with that, including a funny story that I have about myself. So anyway.
Yes. Okay. So when you're so now you know the drinks have sugar in them. So what we didn't talk about last week was the condiments, right?
Okay.
So sometimes when you're going out, specifically if you're going to like a fast food place that has a drive-through, maybe they don't have a drive-through, but it's not really a dine-in, right? You don't really have a server.
Yeah.
So be mindful of the condiments when you're ordering. So there are empty calories, fats in mayonnaise, a lot of sugar and ketchup. So if you're getting something that usually has a condiment on it, consider mustard, because mustard doesn't have the extra sugar and it doesn't have the extra. And also if you're doing something where like, say like a Mexican style restaurant where you want the sour cream, maybe skip out on the sour cream or do light sour cream or get it on the side. When you order these things and you get them on the side, you control what you're consuming versus if they're preparing it and they put whatever.
That's a good point. Because have you seen the way they prepare your sour cream? I mean, heaping spoonful of sour cream, a whole bowl of sour cream on your burrito. Like, no, thank you. That's not what I needed. Thank you very much. I don't need a heart attack today. I don't need a heart attack today. Okay.
No, but it's true. That they don't, I mean, I don't know if there's like a standard, like, 1 scoop, 2, I don't know what it is, but depending on who prepares it, you can go from one franchise to the next franchise and get different portions. So, but when you're doing it on the side, you know exactly, okay, I want just a little teaspoon or half a tea, whatever it is, you control that. So,
but you know what they do skimp out on? The lettuce.
Talk about it.
Why you gonna give me all that sour cream and a little sprinkle of lettuce? Like, that I needed more green in this. Come on now.
Yeah, there go your veggies. You said you want veggies. Man. Here's your row. But yeah,
so I'm not even gonna lie. When I have okay, so every once in a while, right? We talk about, we ain't angels up in here, right? We just act like we never go to fast food restaurants.
We are angels, but we're still human.
Okay, Ness. Sure. Coach Dr. Ness. But I love you so much. So so there's some people who are out here like, maybe they're truck drivers or they're always on the road or they're doing things and it's like it's very hard for them to meal prep, right? But again, I want to say this, that knowing what you're going to eat ahead of time is one of the best hacks that you could do in order to keep yourself like good in terms of what you're doing for your nutritional health, because you already know, like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. Now, what you're talking about is preparing ahead of time. Like, okay, if I'm going to go here, like, let's say, Dan, I'm really hungry. There's a McDonald's down the street from where I live, right? Now, because of how I eat, I can't hardly eat none on that menu, right? I can't hardly eat none on that menu. But you know what I can have? 3 things on that menu that I can have. When I am eating fish, which is not all the time, but when I am eating fish, I can have the Filet-O-Fish. Okay, yeah. Yep. I can have the cookies and I can have the French fries. Now, none of those are good options, but I will tell you this, whenever, and I must have a Filet-O-Fish like maybe once or twice a year, right?
Yeah.
When I do have it though, I cannot have that thing dry. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I cannot have no dry fish burger. Like it cannot happen for me. So I'm like, give me that. You know what condiment I go to? The hot sauce.
Hot sauce is all right.
I go to hot sauce. Right. That's what I'm about to say. The hot sauce is okay. I go to hot sauce. I'm like, give me some of that. Sometimes it's a buffalo sauce. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's I forget what the other one they call it, but I'm like, give me one of them hot sauces, and as long as it comes by like red and kind of clearish, then I'm like, okay, cool. That's probably better than the milky looking creamy one. But
tartar sauce. You mean the tartar
no,
sauce?
it's not tartar. It's not, that's not what they call it. I forget what they call it, but it's like a tartar sauce with hot sauce in it, kind of. I forget what they call it.
Oh,
And it kind of tastes like it's got a little bit of horseradish, but I don't remember what it's called. Maybe
oh,
pepper fire, something. I don't know.
yeah.
I do not know. I ain't gonna lie to you or anybody else who's watching this, but that's my go-to. That hot sauce, me, I'm a Southern girl, New Orleans all the way down. And that does it for me. I'm like, okay, cool. So while you say mustard, I'm gonna go and throw in some hot sauce.
Yeah. What it
Yeah,
really is,
yeah.
it's like
Cayenne
China.
pepper sauce, jalapeno pepper sauce,
Yeah. I
ghost
mean,
pepper, if you can handle that. Whew.
in small bits,
No, just a little dab, just a
a
little,
little bit
a
of
little
ghost
bit,
pepper.
a little bit, just enough for you
Yeah.
to feel like, yeah, I put some love into this. I put a little bit of spice into my life. I need a little spice. You feel
Just a
me?
little,
just
a
a,
little.
just a little
But
bit.
yeah, I mean, and just think like when you're going out, it is okay to customize your meal, right? So say like if you're going to a place that sells burgers, so
Mhm.
you can, they might have burgers, they might have chicken options. You can do a grilled chicken versus the crispy or the fried chicken, right? You can actually, if it's something
Mhm.
that comes with cheese, you can ask them to remove the cheese. You can take the mayonnaise off on the, take the mayonnaise off. You can
Oh
ask.
no. Oh no. Oh
No,
no. Oh no. Oh no.
you know what I've seen people do?
Not remove the
So, like if
cheese.
they're like,
Good God. No, man.
didn't we have a conversation about the cheese? I feel like we talked about the cheese. We
We know,
definitely
we know about the cheese. We know that it is not the best thing for you. Yes, we did talk about this. We talked about the inflammation. We talked
yes,
about the mucus
yes,
building. We know
yes,
that cheese is not the best thing for you, especially if you have inflammatory conditions. But good
yes.
God, if you're doing a fast food every once in a while now, good Lord, I'm keeping the cheese. Matter of fact, I'm like, you give I'm not the best example of this, but I will say, I
No, you're
will
real. You're
say,
keeping it real. There's nothing wrong with that, right? If we
I got to keep
all
it a
could do
buck.
that,
I got to keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Because I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm about to spend, how much of fast food, 11, 12
I think it's like,
dollars on a,
yeah. I was
it's
gonna say
something
like I
like
think
that,
about like
right?
$10 or $11.
Entirely too much. I'm not about to spend that kind of money on some food that's bad for me already, and then have it taste nasty. But what I like of what you're saying is, one, you know, when you can, if you eat meat and you get
Right.
the option between the grilled chicken and the fried chicken, take the grilled chicken. Take it every time. You
Yeah.
know,
Yes.
um, I like drink the water. Sometimes I'd be like, yeah, just give me a water, just a water. I
Yep.
don't need the Sprite. Sometimes I want the Sprite. Sometimes I want the Sprite, but I don't need the Sprite. Give me
No.
that water. You know what I'm saying? Like there are options that you can do in order, or you know what? They give you those they give you the option of getting like the carrots, right? Instead of the fries,
Fries.
or the
Yes. Apple
apples
slices.
instead of the
Yep.
fries, or
Yes.
instead of the chips,
Yes.
wherever you're going, right? They'll
Yes.
always have some kind of healthier option. And if you trust that healthier option, then go for it. Now,
Right.
what's your opinion on this? Because sometimes, some of these fast food places, they'll have healthier options, and I'll be like, bioengineered much?
I will just say, remember for
The
majority
healthier.
majority of these establishments that are international, they're in the business of making money. So if a business can offer a product that
Mm-hmm.
may be a little engineered so that it lasts a little longer, it makes sense for the business.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Don't get mad at us for giving y'all the truth.
Yeah,
It just
I
is
mean,
what it is.
it is what it is. I'm not saying that's all of them, but just think from a business point of view, how fresh are fruits once you pick them? And if I have an international brand, I have to do something because I can't just be, from the farm to the establishment in
right.
within 2
Don't be
weeks.
wasting your money doing that as a business, right? It's not smart
Exactly.
business. But it doesn't mean just because something is not smart for the business, right? They're not going to do that. And so what they're doing is smart for the business, is not going to be smart for you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Because what is a business value? Businesses value money. They don't necessarily value.
They're supposed
people.
to value their customers. Businesses are supposed to value the customers, but
yeah, that's an ethics question. But the reality is they value money.
That's right. That's right. I ain't gonna argue with you on that. So
I was just gonna say also, if you're going to a place that had you're getting say you're getting a grinder or a sub, some people call them subs, right? Yeah. I've seen people, what they do is they take out the inner part of the bread, so they're not eating as much bread with their grinder or their sub.
Yeah, that's good.
Hollow it out a little bit so that you're not eating as much.
And sometimes with that, I'll even take the top layer of bread off.
Yes.
And just eat the bottom, like an open face sandwich. Yep. Sometimes I'll do that too.
That is also an option too. I mean, I know we're running short on time, but I was gonna
say a little bit of time. We got about 10 minutes.
Because I have this one. Okay. This is I don't know if you eat at this place, but it's a chicken place.
Begins with a blank and ends with a blank.
It's a chicken fillet place. They sell fillet chicken.
Oh,
right?
I can only eat like one thing there at that place, and it's the fries. And a breakfast sandwich. If I get an egg sandwich, I can do that. Only two things there.
Okay. Well, which is the least
fries
healthy.
Hit. Oh, and the cookies again, and because the cookies hit. Cookies hit.
I am gonna put the chart in the group so you can see. It's available online. They basically break down their nutritional content of everything down to the condiments, so you can see. It'll tell you what is this meal with plain without any toppings, and then what is it with the toppings, and then you don't forget you're adding the dressing, and it has it individualized. So it's not going to tell you what the whole meal is, because again, people can substitute things, but what it'll tell you is each individual item within that meal, what is that total calorie, the whole nutritional content of that. Yeah, I looked at it, I was like, oh, I mean, I will say I've swapped out the sandwich for the Southwest salad, right?
Okay, there we go.
That's one of the healthier salads. However, my dressing of choice is
got a million calories.
And it's not even like I just do one. I do 1.5. I always ask for 2 and I do 1.5. So I'm looking like, wow, one of these packets has 290 calories. And
one of them little tiny packets
of the dressing of my choice.
Dang. That's how it is. So right. It's like so my heart says, if you have to go fast food, do it, I'm going to say, right. This is my opinion. This is my opinion as a professional. I'm going to say no more than once a month, but even that feels like a lot, right? But I think that for people who are used to getting their, getting all their meals fast food, right? Because for whatever reason, I feel like what you're saying is really cool. Like, what is, looking at it ahead of time, planning for it, this is what I'm going to have from this. When I get hungry, this is what I'm going to have. So that when you go, you already know, like, this is what I'm putting into my body. You don't have to worry. You don't have to get to the menu and be like, let me get this and that and this and anything else. Yeah, you know what? And now that you mention it, let me also get this and that and a third. And it's like that's the cycle that we put ourselves in. But to be prepared, right?
Yeah.
To meal plan, so to speak, your fast food
Right.
can be effective.
Yes.
If that's what you need to do.
Absolutely.
It's better than the alternative.
Absolutely. And you're like how you mentioned certain occupations and certain careers, there are people that travel all the time, right?
Yep.
You know, they could be in healthcare, the traveling nurses, the people that work in the hospitality industry. There are people that really
And they don't feel
travel
like they have enough time to prepare their meals ahead of
Right.
time. A lot of
Right.
them.
And if they're, even the executives that do a lot of presentations, or they're, going place to place, they don't necessarily have a kitchen where they can sit down and prepare their meals. So what they're eating has already been prepared for them. And so they just have to be mindful about, okay, well, since I don't, I'm not the one preparing them. What I can control is how much I'm eating at a time, what condiments I'm eating, or, how much of those condiments, getting everything on the side, or, lightly tossed. Even that is trusting somebody else's judgment of what is lightly.
On the side. That's our boat. On the side completely. But
Yeah.
you know what else? I want to say this before we wrap up. I have a friend who, I kid you not, and this may be a gem for somebody, and it might even for you too, right? Because I don't know if you know about this, if you know anybody who does this, but I have a friend, and I swear on everything, he gets he brings around a slow cooker.
A what?
A slow cooker.
Oh.
And he has like his chicken and his vegetables in this slow cooker, and he just be having this slow cooking. And when it's time to eat, he gets that thing out and he prepares himself a meal.
Wow.
And he does that. So it's like, I wonder if that could be something that people want to think about, right? Like maybe you just got if you know that you're traveling a lot, have your meal in a slow cooker. You know what I'm saying? Put it in, put it in a little container.
That's a commitment. That is definitely a commitment.
That is, but it's an option. It's an option. And I'm providing the option for people who are on the go, because my friend is on the go all the time, right? All the time. And I'm talking about New York City, in the subway trains, you know what I'm saying? And when it's time to eat, in rehearsals, performing, doing this and that. And when it's time to eat, this man has his slow cooker. Listen,
awesome.
When I saw it, my mind was completely blown. I was like, that is so genius, because you ain't got to do nothing but put it in there in the morning, going about your day. When it comes to lunchtime, it's already done.
Yeah.
And it's warm.
Yeah. And y'all are smelling it like, wow, what you got over there? What's over there?
You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's like, I think in something, and I don't know, like, the specifics about how he's getting it cooking while he's like doing things. Like, I don't know if there's some kind of portable plugger. I don't know how like that's all happening. But I know that I was like, that is quite amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quite amazing. So
that is awesome. I mean, I'll put in the group this, breakdown of one of the sandwiches. I'm not going to tell you which one, at this filet place. There's 540 calories.
Girl, that ain't nothing. Some of these salads that people be eating be 1,000 calories plus. You understand?
Yes, when you look at the toppings and you look at the dressing, absolutely.
Yep. 1,000 plus calories. And how many calories are we supposed to be having in a day? It ain't nowhere near. You ain't supposed to be having 500 to 1,000 calories in one meal. Now, you didn't eat how many meals in a day? You know what I'm saying? You can have 500 in an entire complete meal, right? But you're talking about 500 in one sandwich. Now, don't add on the fries and the drink now. Don't have no condiments on it now.
Yes.
That right there. Don't
get any sides.
Don't do none of that now. Don't set yourself up for failure, because you're going to be eating your entire daily, caloric recommendation in that one meal, and then you still gonna have 2 more meals to go. And let's not even talk about it.
16 hours.
You understand? And the food that you ate probably isn't gonna give you everything that you need to be able to have energy throughout the day, because it's fast food. and fast food rarely does that for us, unless it's quality, but we ain't talking about the tiers of fast food here.
No. This
So
is just, the franchise international brands or even
mm-mm.
worldwide. But you're right. There are some fast food establishments that have committed to giving healthier options.
Yep. That also costs an arm and a leg. But again, I digress. The tips, we got a couple minutes. The tips are
plan ahead.
Right. Okay.
Right. Watch your condiments.
Can
customize the order, right? Like if you don't, you can take off the cheese. I know you say you don't want to take off the cheese, but
not me personally, but I get it. You could take the cheese off. I don't disagree. I just, just hurts my heart. That's all.
It's all good. And the bread, remember the bread, you can hollow out the bread, or you don't have to have both pieces of bread for if you're doing
there you go.
And yeah, I have the dressings in here for this filet place, and I'm gonna put them all in the group. But
nice.
Man,
you have your dressing. NESS, have your dressings if you want it. Just don't be at this place every single day eating the salad with all the dressing. That's the point. Frequency, right? And then also, you don't have to eat the whole thing. You could have half of the sandwich or half of the salad or whatever, and portion your things out just like you do if you're at a restaurant.
That's true.
Right. Okay. Y'all, we dropped the gems. We dropped them. So
I gotta
pick them up.
Because when I saw how much calories, I was like, and I get two, and I put 1.5 every no fail. It just
Lord. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, good luck. All right. All right. Good night. Great conversation. Great physical wellness.
Yeah. Well, welcome back again.
Thank you. It's good to be back. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You
Community Dollar Growth Club. Listen, if you have not signed up for Dollar, can I put a plug in real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay. We're gonna be very soon promoting or unveiling or grand opening the Grow Healthier plan. And so that's a specific coaching program that we're going to have within the Dollar Growth Club community. So if you are interested in that plan, this is to help folks, lose weight, increase energy, balance hormones, start to prevent some of the lifestyle related diseases, maybe even start to manage some of those things, right? And so there's a lot that goes into this program, but that's going to be starting like very soon. So if you're interested in that, holla at your girl. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. Just, and actually, if you're not already a part of the community, you can go ahead and just in the chat, just say like, I'm interested, and I'll check you out, and and I'll comment on it, and I'll tell you how to get things started. I'll also put it in the group as well. But I'm really excited about that. So a quick little plug for that.
That, man, listen, if people only knew, it's like we are our first investment.
Yeah. Oh, and because of the nature of the program, it could qualify for reimbursements if you have FSA, HSA, and even some insurance programs. Right, exactly. So that's a big plus, right? But it is a reimbursement, right? It is a reimbursement. We're not taking insurance up front. So you got to check with your provider. And in order to do that, you need a letter of medical necessity. So that's the thing. So you need a letter of medical.
That's not a challenge. Actually, when you go to your provider and you say, listen, I have an opportunity to be part of a coaching program where I will be working one-on-one with a qualified trained coach who's going to help me with XYZ in my life. And your provider is going to be like, absolutely.
There we go. So just let me know, put it in the group, or put it in the chat here, and let's get you started. All right. So I just want to put that quick plug in there. Coach Dr. NESS, thank you so much for the conversation and topic today.
Yes.
See you next week.
Yes. See you next week. Have a great day.